Hi, this is Eve the Weave, and like, subscribe, and I'm here to talk about the Tasha K interview. The Tasha K interview last night that she dropped was with Full Force, Bowlegged Lou, and his son, Lou Star. And they was talking about how they discovered Nicki Minaj and back in the days, and how Safari got in the group, and the group really was really about his son at first being a solo act, and then his son suggested that he go get a girl. It was him and another young man named 7 Up. 7 Up was in the group. It was Star Lou, 7 Up, then it was Nicki Minaj, and then somehow Safari got in the group because that was the son's friend or whatever. He was never supposed to be like a rapper in the group because they said that he never had no rhymes. Okay, he was always the hype man. He was always the dancer. He was always, they said he was talented, but he just was never the rapper. Like, he never had no bars or none of that. So basically they was talking about how Nikki always wanted to write her own raps, and she never wanted nobody to write her raps for her. But I did notice in the interview when they said when they went up to Warner Brothers, how the guy from Warner Brother Records, they wanted her to have a ghostwriter or whatever. They wanted somebody to write for her. And Nicki Minaj denied it, so she never cut the deal with Warner Brothers or whatever, because they wanted her to have a ghostwriter. And she said, hell no, she's not doing that. But then they also did say in front of them they never seen Safari write nothing for her. They don't know what went on after Nicki Minaj went to Cash Money and that first album or whatever, that first major album. They don't know what happened after, once Nicki got out of their hands or whatever, they don't know what happened after that. But like they said, Safari was never supposed to be a rapper in the group. It was a very good interview done by UnWinewithTashak, and it made me want to go look at other interviews, which I did. DJ Glad, he had one on his channel with Full Force. Then he had one with the son by himself, and everybody's saying the same story. But it's just funny how, like, when I was watching all these interviews, I watched Tasha K's first, and then I went to the other old interviews, which would be next month, will make a year for those interviews to be on YouTube. So I said, okay, I'm thinking to myself, everything just don't happen coincidental with the whole, which is the same guy that she called in Funk Flex interview. My thing is, again, my whole thing is I'm not hating on nobody. I love Nicki Minaj. What I need her to do is still drop bars, because at the end of the day, that's going to prove to the people, and you don't really have to go out and do all of this. Now, they said that they spoke to her last week or whatever, or a week or so ago. One of them said that. And they said that they feel like that she's not unraveling and she's not having a mental a meltdown or whatever. But when you are looking at it and you are listening to her on her radio show, it doesn't seem like it seems like she's having a mental breakdown. It seems like she's having a meltdown. So I don't know what to say about that part of the interview, because it's like, y'all saying she's not having a mental breakdown. Y'all saying she just getting off her chest what she been wanting to say, and how Safari didn't write her rhymes or whatever. Yeah, that was back in the days, like y'all said. And see, people have to realize what people are saying word for word. They said Safari never wrote rhymes back in the day, but to see him now is like, oh wow, Safari, for him to be the backup dancer and the hype man. The hype man don't came a long motherfucking way, and we're not gonna just sit up here and discredit what somebody has done to further their career. He did what he had to do to further his career. Now, some people say he rode Nikki coattail and this and this and that. Okay. People say he rode her coattail and all that. That's fine. But what happens when these females ride these coattails of these men? This is what I'm not understanding. One hand washed the other, two hands washed the face. So if he rode her coattail, as everybody say, he did what the fuck he did. I don't see what the problem is. After they broke up, he had to go and make a name for himself. Y'all saying that he was never supposed to be the rapper, he was never supposed to be a rapper, whatever. At the end of the day, this is what he is now. So we shouldn't take away from what he's doing because she's doing this, or vice versa. I'm not on this video to take away from nobody. It was a good interview, like I said. I went back and looked at 2 other old interviews. All the stories was the same. But the talking about Safari part is like, we gonna dim his light a little bit and discredit him a little bit for everybody to believe Nikki's story and how he never wrote nothing. But then you flipped it again and then said, well, we don't know what's been going on lately after she left us. Okay then. Leave it like that. Like, why do we have to say, well, I don't think he did it. You don't know what that man did, because even in the videos, it's like you can see what he's brought to the table. Everybody can sit up there and act like they don't see what that man has brought to her table. But it is what it is. We don't need to discredit nobody, and that's the problem with black people. We discredit others to make the other one look good, and it ain't right. We're not going to do that. So I'm not here to say, oh, he didn't do it, because I believe he did something. I'm sorry. I believe he did something. I don't believe he wrote all her songs, no. And the bad part about it is, he never said he wrote all her songs. And that's the part nobody's not getting. Everybody's getting, oh, he went on this publicity tour, he did all these interviews, and he talked about her, and this and this and that and the third. But every time he went and did an interview, if somebody asked him to drop a freestyle, he was able to drop those bars real quick. And that's all I'm saying. Give him where the credit is due. He's popping right now. You made everybody go want to look at his IG page and look at his music. He keeps dropping music. And in my eyes, instead of discrediting him, I'm a fan of his. Just like I'm a fan of Nikki's and a fan of everybody else's. But it definitely was a good interview. If y'all want to go watch the interview with Tasha K, it's Unwind with Tasha K. And it was a good interview. It was a very good interview. I would like to thank Tasha for putting out that interview so fast, because she was on the money. It dropped last night, late last night, like around 12:30, and I was here for it. Thank you very much. My name is Eve the Weave, and that's really all I got to say about the whole situation. Like, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video next time. Later, guys.